it all started with your banana bread.
Yes,
Is this true? So you started making delicious banana bread years ago, right? But non-vegan, delicious
exactly. Yeah.
banana bread that was like famous. So how did the recipe change? We're gonna move into food because there's just so much to cover in there.
Yeah.
And I've never baked anything in my life. If I'm hungry, I have to be able to make something in 10 minutes. It's like I'm terrible. I eat like five meals every day. I mean, you five, my husband and I trade in and out on a weekly basis. It's depressing. So I'm like so envious of like that talent, right? And that awareness. And that my friend Jen, who's from Colorado, is a fantastic cook and baker and went vegan, well, maybe 4 years ago or something, and has shifted like everything she makes. And she brings these baked goods, and she acts like it's no big deal. But that's just, you just trade out, do this, whatever. But I
I
think
feel that way too. I do.
yeah, okay. So what did you change in the banana bread? First of all, why is it so famous? I mean, it's banana bread. What? Talk to me.
I mean, it started as I was working as a young broadcaster, making no money, like going paycheck to paycheck.
Oh,
And it
okay.
was kind of the most thoughtful, best gift I could give somebody. So, and I always tended to have the
Oh,
ingredients on hand. I always had ripe bananas. I was never a big butter eater, but I always had olive oil. So I used olive oil in the recipe, even though it was not
oh,
vegan. I just happened to use olive oil. And I always felt like olive oil kind of lent to a more moist banana bread. And it had like a
okay.
subtle flavor that was nice and like a little bit different. But I also just believe in putting like more of all the good stuff in your baking, like
Yeah.
so much vanilla, so much cinnamon. It was also a little bit sweet and salty. I love salt in baking,
Oh,
just enough to really enhance the flavors. Um, so yeah, the only ingredients that I needed to swap out were the eggs
okay.
and the milk chocolate. Obviously, the chocolate was easy. Transition to a dark chocolate. Actually, now I think we use just like a vegan milk chocolate. Um, and so we were making
Mhm.
35 banana bread loaves at a time. Like that was our batch size. And being a self-taught home baker, large recipes were not really my forte. So I actually hired a chef named Erin McCarthy. She's a really well-known chef here. Maybe in Canada, she had this amazing cheese company called Blue Heron Cheese. I'm not sure if you
Mm.
came across her at Planted. So I hired her to help veganize the recipe. And because you can't use flax egg for a recipe
Oh,
of that size. When you're doing 35 of something, the flax just
ah,
doesn't distribute uniformly. It's not powerful enough to get the same binding effect. Um,
it's so crazy at scale what happens in food.
it, it is,
There
yeah,
is so,
everything changes. You can't
yeah.
just take a recipe for one loaf and times it by 35. You do tweak all like a bunch of different things. And so Karen was brilliantly suggested agar, and which is like algae based, and psyllium husk, which many of us know
Whoa.
popular ingredient in Metamucil. Like it's a fiber.
Wait.
It comes from the seeds of a plant. Um, and agar is a really great gelatin substitute. Not that we would be using gelatin, but it also really helps as a binding agent. And same with the
Okay.
psyllium husk. And they work so well in the recipe because they're powders. So we just add them into the dry mix and you would never
Wow.
know.
That
So,
is
so
crazy.
thanks to her, we were able to veganize the recipe, and the rest is history. We're still using that recipe. It's been, yeah, I guess I don't even know the year that we fully switched, that we made the switch to vegan, probably 8 years ago.
Okay. And everyone loves it. It's world famous. So I would say don't
Everybody
change it
well,
ever.
here's the other thing with the transition to vegan. I didn't
Yeah.
really tell anyone about that either. Like I didn't have as many wholesale customers at the time, maybe 80, and I sent them
Okay.
an email and I said, "Hey everyone, we've made some slight changes to our banana bread recipe. See attached." And so then there was attachment and I had the new ingredients and nobody asked. So I
Whoa.
told them to label a vegan because I always feel like, the vegans are going to find the vegan product. And I didn't want the non-vegans to all of a sudden shy away from it because
Yeah.
you're gonna, as a non-vegan, you're not going to choose the one vegan option on the shelf. And a lot of my customers have, the one or two vegan options on the shelf. So it went over really well. I didn't lose any customers and things continued to grow. And I mean, now everybody knows that it's plant-based. And I think that has also helped business because everybody wants some plant-based options on the counter. It's our goal to replace all of them. So one of our business goals is to expand the wholesale list and
Right.
just knock off all of the
Mhm.
classics, all of the baked goods that you typically see in cafes. We want to have one of those. We want to have one of those available. So that is kind of like the focus for To Live For.